Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I wanted to share with you something that's been a passion of mine for many years. I'm fascinated with history, and I have had a fascination with many historic characters. And of course, one that we often think of is, of course, Abraham Lincoln. And I have collected Lincoln stuff for many, many years. In fact, I must tell you that somehow I acquired quite a few books. I took an inventory and I have about 60 books on Lincoln. I have another 10, 15 that deal with events surrounding Lincoln. But I also have a lot of contemporary stuff. And I wanted to share this with you. You know, I am making this recording on the 28th of March 2015. This April 15th will be the 150th anniversary of the assassination of Lincoln. And that's important. And I have stuff from that time that I thought would be nice to share with you. Let you see something. Things you don't usually get to see very often. Well, this is, of course, Mary Todd Lincoln. And underneath her is a piece of her dress that she wore. It's kind of a neat thing. Yeah, I got a little piece of Lincoln's law office. A bigger piece of a brick from Lincoln's home with the information about it on the back. Oh, I got lots of books dealing with the times of Lincoln, but I want to show them to you in a moment. But I want to show you very poignant things dealing with the assassination of Lincoln. There's two things I have here that are, one, from the area of the death of Lincoln, and another piece is the result of the death of Lincoln, and I will show both of you. First off, Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater. His lifeless body was carried eventually across the street to the Peterson house. He was brought into the back room, laid diagonally on the bed because he was just too tall for it, and there he would remain until his death at 7:22 in the morning on April 15th, 1865. This is a photograph of that chamber. But if you look very carefully, if you look down, you see the bloody bed, and look below, you'll see a strip. You'll see wallpaper from that room. It's very special. Frightening. It's a kind of a gory reminder of a terrible moment. But that's the wallpaper that was there. Another thing from the death of Lincoln led to this amazing piece. And it's the Lincoln Funeral March. And it's from 1865. It's the march that they played for Lincoln's funeral. It's the original from 1865. It's really neat. I like this stuff. It's rather fascinating. It's history. There's a lot of contemporary stuff about Lincoln, too, that I found. 6 Months in the White House by Carpenter, who did the painting of the Proclamation of Emancipation. That's, of course, the book. Also, we have, this is the original first edition set of the books by Herndon, Lincoln's law partner, who wrote 3 volumes, and they're phenomenal. A lot of historians hated him because he made Lincoln look human. I think it's the most wonderful thing in the world. This is the census of 1860, which would have had a great influence in a lot of the stuff that Lincoln did. This is a lot of departments of state, 1864, 1865. It's fascinating, the messages that come out of there from, the Lincoln White House. It's very interesting. Now here's a very interesting fella. This is very much a part of the Lincoln White House, and a part they don't like to think of too often. This is the fellow that was kicked out of the country by Lincoln. This was his book. And he was removed. He was removed from the country, sent south. Then he was, eventually, he went to Canada, at Vallandigham, and he was a congressman. It's really quite amazing. But this is his book. And lastly, this is a fascinating thing. This is from the House of Representatives, 1861, the Committee of Five, and it's basically their investigation into all the ports and the battles. So it's a lot of stuff dealing from the time of Lincoln, and now we're facing the 150th anniversary of his death. A big part of our history, a fascinating part of it. And it's always neat to touch the stuff that was there. I just wanted to share some of it with you, some of the stuff that I've held in fascination for years. Thank you.